Yo, what's going on YouTube? I'm here today to do a review of Nisekoi episode 15. Now, this episode starts off with Marika at basically in their past, the history of Marika and Raku Ichigo. Marika was also always a very frail girl. She was kind of in the hospital like all the time. If you've seen One Piece, she's pretty much the Kaya of this anime. And basically Raku had climbed up in a tree and started talking to her through the window, and then each day he would bring him new stuff he found from the woods or the mountains to show to her. And then it shows her father saying that if you've taken a liking to this boy, I can get him to promise to marry you later on in life. And she was like, really? So she obviously said yes to that. And she asked Raku what kind of girl she liked, what kind of girl he likes. He said girly girls with long hair, and she had short hair at the time. So this whole time she's been trying to perfect herself for him for when they actually did meet again the second time. And then they go to and cuts back to the actual time zone, and Mirka and Raku are in the park, and Mirka basically was bragging about how she knew everything in the past like she always does, and then she kissed him on the cheek. So that's both their first kisses pretty much. And then they go back to the school where all four of them, Raku, Ichigo, Ichigo, Raku, I'm thinking of Bleach here. Got Raku, Chitoge, Onodera, and Mirka sitting on top of the roof, and they all find out that they all have a promise with a boy 10 years ago. None of them know that's Raku, but most of them assume that, and she still believes that she's Raku's fiance. And they're trying. Chitoge and Mirka basically are fighting over Raku at this point. And then they asked Onodera to choose which one they thought was more fitting, and they said, "Wait a minute, Onodera, how do you feel?" Then Onodera basically shot him down. Was like, he's just a close friend, because I guess she just didn't want to say that in front of everybody. She's a pretty shy girl, and the whole time you got Chitoge basically being the sunder that she is, which, if you don't know what a sunder is basically a girl that gets really shy and embarrassed easily. And sorry, my dog was barking. I was looking outside to see what it was. But yeah, she gets embarrassed really easy, and then she's uses basically rash words like, "I didn't make this for you," or anything, idiot. You know, those type of people. And she gives them a lunch or something. That's what Chitoge is. Now we go back to the whole Mirka and Raku plot development. Raku has to go meet the police commissioner, Mirka's father, and basically Mirka and Chitoge tells him that he needs to call off the marriage then, because apparently they've already scheduled a marriage between Raku and Mirka, and Chitoge tells him he needs to get that shit canceled right away. And Raku basically said, "Your acting's getting good over the past so long," he said. She basically just gave the same excuse. "Well, I don't want our families going into a war," or stuff like that. So that's why she's doing it. Alright, but anyway, they make it actually into the police commissioner's office, and the police commissioner looks like a Yakuza member, like not just a regular Yakuza member, a top elite Yakuza member, or even maybe the head of the Yakuza clan. But no, he's actually a police commissioner. And we find out the scar that he has on his eyes from Raku's dad when they got into a fight, and then they acknowledged each other's strength and drank sake together, and apparently made a promise that their son and daughter would marry. And Raku's dad never told Raku, so Raku didn't know about them actually getting married. But apparently there was a promise that they had made 10 years ago. So there is the promise, but Raku didn't know about her actually being a fiance. He had no way to know about that, because it was a pre-arranged marriage. I mean, her father told Mirka about it, so Mirka would know about it. Raku don't. So basically, what happened was at the end of that whole little scenario, Raku told the police commissioner that he was actually in love with someone right now. Obviously, he's talking about Onodera, so that's going on, and he's like, "So you finally spit it out, but just remember, one day you're gonna have to make my daughter happy, so, keep that in mind." And, well, then they finally manage to leave. They leave, and then Mirka basically asks um, Raku what his preference for girls is now, and Raku tells him that she just likes, he just likes her the way she is because he thinks she's cute, and it takes a lot for her to do what she did all her life to basically um, be the perfect girl for him, and she enjoyed that. And then Marika got really, really shy all of a sudden and ran back and was told the police commissioner that Rocky was being poor with her. And then the police commissioner got all pissed off, and it was a little funny scene right there at the end that they just threw in there for the hell of it. But overall, the plot progression in this anime episode was freaking ridiculous. It was almost too much for me to keep up with. I'm not even sure I got everything in the plot within this video because I might have missed something because like I said, there was a lot going on in this chapter, or not the chapter. I mean this in this episode. And I had to scramble my brain together to get it all like right together. At first, I didn't write down any notes or anything. I always do these like right off the top of my head after I finish the episode. But overall, the plot progression was great. The character progression, we got to see the police commissioner. We got to see the progression with him, and we got to see that America falls into one of those categories. I forget. I don't know which one it is. It's like I said, they got Sunders, Cooters, if I'm saying it right. They like 10 categories. She falls into whichever one is the really shy one. So we got to see a little bit of her. Overall, the character progression wasn't all that great. Well, we got to see Chitoge actually more and more fall in love with Raku. So the character progression wasn't all that great. It's probably like a 6 out of 10. The plot progression, it progressed a lot. It was really almost too much for me to keep up with, which was the downside of it. But that may just me. I mean, you probably kept up with it. You might have kept up with it fine, but it was a lot for me. Overall, this episode 7 out of 10 because it was average. There wasn't really nothing to pull me in. It's like this anime week has been kind of dull for me, but I don't know. I haven't watched Blade and Soul yet, so I'm about to do that and figure out how that's gonna go. But overall, that's it, guys. I know I'm late on. I'm sorry, but that was the episode review. Give it a 7 out of 10. Alright, guys. Peace.